And joining us now, having made his managerial debut yesterday, is Derek Shelton, Pirates manager. Derek, it's Brian Kenny. How are you?
Brian, I'm doing well today. Nice to talk to you.
Same here. And congratulations on the gig and everything else. Very strange year to get your first job as a manager and go through all that. How would you describe the whole experience from spring training to nothing to, stadium workouts, and now you're here? What was that like?
I would describe it as something where I'm continuing to learn every day. I mean, it's nothing that anybody's been through. And the process has been one of just growth and development, because most of the conversations we're having during the quarantine were with baseball ops groups and not with our players on the field. It was with our players through Zoom. So it's been a definite learning experience.
Hey, Derek, it's Dan. When you talk about the big league game, the speed of the game for minor leaguers, you've coached for a long time. Does it still feel like that speed of the game, even though there aren't fans in the stands?
100%. I think the game doesn't change. Maybe the emotion of the game, or when you come into the game, especially if you're a reliever, if there's a big moment in the game, it can change. But the game is still the same. The game is still fast. It's still played by the best athletes, best baseball players in the world. So it does not change at all. There was hard hit balls. There was executed pitches. The speed of the game is not going to change. The emotion of the game is, I think, where guys are really going to have to do it inwardly and really focus on it. But the speed is still extremely fast.
What are you expecting out of Trevor Williams, your starter today?
I'm expecting to mix his pitches. One of the things that we had with Trevor, one of the good things we had with Trevor during the quarantine is he lives close to Oscar Marine, who's our pitching coach. They were able to throw every single one of his sides together and do their work together and work on his mix. That is something that was extremely helpful for us, not only with Trevor, but with Nick Turley. They both live close to Oscar. So the fact that they were able to be together throughout the entire time, we really didn't lose any time with Trevor.
One thing managers are dealing with right now is just getting players back for a variety of reasons, but also if they have tested positive for the virus. Gregory Polanco, though, good news on him. Tell us about that, Derek. Where is he and when do you expect him back?
Good news on him. He is through the protocol. He's actually at PNC working out, getting his body back in shape. He spent some time down because of the positive test. But as soon as we deem him ready to go in terms of his body, just because of the fact that he's been down, then he'll be back, on the field for us, back in our lineup. I would expect that to be sooner than later. From all indications from our medical people in Pittsburgh, he looks good, but still, we just have to be mindful of how his body is.
Derek, you brought up something interesting, and you mentioned the energy. It's weird. Like when you start watching games, like we do, a whole bunch of games, you get used to them, and it looks sort of normal. What is it like to experience that, though, with no crowd and not having that energy, kind of pulsed into you all the time?
Yeah, I think the one thing that most clubs have done, and Major League Baseball's done, and actually St. Louis has done a nice job of being here for one day, is the crowd noise that they've piped in. So you have a little feel. I think the times that it really points out is when there's a big moment in the game, a reliever comes in the game, or there's bases loaded and there's supposed to be a lot of fan interaction. That's the thing that stands out the most of what's missing. And hopefully we can get back to the point where there are fans in the stands every day, and we will get that energy. But we have to create it. We have to continue as coaching staff and as our group to encourage our players to make sure that they maintain that energy and effort every day.
Yeah, I didn't see you, but I was watching a bunch of games, and it looked like everywhere, like managers would get on the top step with their players and look around and look at the empty stands. And were you looking around? What were the conversations like, going through that kind of surreal experience?
Well, actually, we looked at it a little bit. I think the fact that it was my first game managing in the big leagues, I was really focused on what was going on in the field and didn't pay as much attention to what was going on in the stands. But it is kind of weird, especially in St. Louis. I mean, you guys have been here. They have a good fan base, and for opening day to look up and see 4 security guards and a couple people in suits and ties sitting along the concourse. It's strange, but we just have to make sure every day we focus on what we're doing on the field.
Derek, you guys are in rebuilding mode. I know you're managing day to day, but there are a bunch of extra playoff spots that just popped up. What are your thoughts on that as far as your organization and what you think you can accomplish?
I love it. I think anytime you have more opportunity and you have more opportunity for teams to get in, and with the fact that we're playing in a situation where you're playing in your division so much, it's going to be a race, and it's going to be a fun race. And I think it's going to be good for baseball. The fact that 16 teams are getting in, it's anybody's ball game, and every game, every night is going to be important. And I think it's going to add to the excitement. I think baseball is going to be, must-watch TV for August and September, because it's going to be a fun race for a lot of teams.
All right, Derek, again, congratulations on making your debut, going for your first major league win as a manager today. Congrats and best of luck. Enjoy it. Good talking to you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.